Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Blizz Logic, where I explain Blizzard's logic and you can laugh along with me about how retarded it is. Okay, so here's what happens, right? 5.0 launches out. You know, everyone can now play basically Mr. Pandaria and whatever, you know, everyone's like moving on, starts leveling or whatever, you know, and then they go 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, right? So 5.3 is the next patch, you know, so they've done 1 and 2. It's been about 6 months at least. So this is Blizzard's logic, right? Implement changes before, you know, we go into Mr. Pandaria. So, like, you know, they make instant fear, you know, and they make loads of other stuff instant. They make POM baseline. They add in loads of new instant CC to everyone or whatever. You know, they make loads of stuff instant cast, and they remove loads of cast times and stuff like that, you know, nobody really wanted. Anyway, so they start doing all this, right? And then between, right, so they make the patch before Mr. Pandaria. So that's basically the testing phase. Obviously everyone knows that, like, loads of stuff gets really broken. And mostly because it's not balanced. And they don't mind it not being balanced because it's no one's actually trying to get any, you know, achievements or anything like that. It's just, like, between now and when we do the Mr. Pandaria launch, we'll try and balance some stuff out. And then when it comes out, it'll be a lot more balanced. So they do that. Or obviously in the beta, test everything before as well. And you know, so at that point, they're like, okay, so we've broken some stuff, and obviously it's shit right now. We need to change it, right? So that's when they first know, right? Or they first start to feel it. And so between then and 5.1, they should have made some changes, right? Because they've said publicly now, we realized that, you know, we didn't actually like all of the instant CC that's going on. We don't mind the amount of CC, we just don't want it all to be instant. And we're going to, you know, it's like, and then they do a few changes, but they still, even now, do not like it. So why they didn't change it straight away, don't understand. You know, they have, between then and 5.1, they still haven't changed it. 5.2 comes around, still kind of haven't changed it. 5.3, we're not even going to do any more changes, but we still don't like the amount of instant CC. Can you, like, theorize with me, how the hell is this going through? Like, what the hell? Like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, seriously, like, players will say, like, this class is overpowered. Blizz Logic states, we don't care, you're just gonna have to enjoy it. Similar with this, like, we don't actually, you know, we agree that, you know, there's too much instant CC in the game. We're not gonna do anything about it though. We don't care. Like, we just don't, like, we even don't like it. I'm not going to do anything about it, though. Like, seriously, how hard is it to just, you know, make a cast time on all CC? And it's like, for melee, you can cast while moving. And then there, you know, it's... I just don't understand. They also, to add to this stupid crap, right? They've said, we don't like the amount of instant cast damages going around. All of the instant cast stuff. So, like, for example, Ice Lance hitting for, like, 70k. We don't actually like that. Alright, so just add a cast time to everything. Oh, yeah, but then it would make the two classes that have a slowing mechanic for the cast times would become too strong because, you know, like, they would become, like, a mandatory thing. Okay, so just remove those two things from PvP, and then no one's gonna mind because, like, you know, they lose those mechanics, but they're not getting to use them right now anyway because no one has a cast time slow. And then, you know, it would be fine, right? And the two classes they state are already really, really strong in PvP, which is DKs and Rogues. Those two are the ones that get the slowing mechanic of the spells. Oh, well, you know what? No. Like, just, we're not going to do it. We're too retarded. Like, how hard is it to do this stuff? Like, seriously, right? This is what you do. You make decisions on what your game should do and at least follow them through and make the changes to fix those decisions, right? It's sort of like being like, you know what? This cake has got too much sugar in it, right? Now, you obviously can't change a cake, but you can change a game. So it's like, all right, so next cake we make, we'll, you know, next patch, we're going to fix this, right? You know, they could fix it right now. Like, you know, they could just hotfix in loads of stuff. Alright, and it would change the game and everyone would be happier for it. But instead, they'd just be lazy. It's not hard to change one number, right? Some people say it's like really hard to do the changes. It's really not. And that's the thing that annoys everyone the most, right? You could make about 500 changes on the beta, like, within 10 seconds, right? Literally, it's just change one number to another number, right? So just think of it like this. Type in on your... open up your calculator now, and we'll say that's, you know, like, that's them opening their... you know, programming document, whatever one they want to use. Most people end up using stuff like Notepad++ and other stuff. You could find all this on the internet. I don't actually know what Blizzard uses, but they open up their program, right, and it'll be like a number that says like spell power scaling for Icelands, right, and it says, you know, it's like this is the number, right, and it's like, all right, we're going to change this down, and we're going to type, you know, lose 0.01, which probably be quite a big number on the other end, but they would know roughly what that is because they've coded it, right? So it's sort of like being like 1 add 1 is 2. They know what 2 is, so they know the number it's going to change it by, and it's like, okay, do this and done, fixed. And you can not, it's just mad to me that it's not, oh, that's fixed instantly, right? So anything that's like a cooldown or a cast time or amount of damage all can be fixed instantly and hotfixed in the game. So why they don't do it now, not 10 years later, I do not understand. You do fix, like, seriously, Blizzard, right? You are all capable of doing this. I can go into your company, right? And you can just say, look, you know, here's these things, right? And I'll be like, all right, give me a week and I'll fix all of this crap for you, right? You, Blizzard, I am telling you now, pay me, right, to come to your company, whatever, you know, the main place where you do all your programming and stuff. I'll do the changes, right? And you'll just see, right? You know, even if you have to do it and put it only on the you know, on your PTR stuff, right? And just to test to see if people like it, you can see the big feedback you'll get, which will be like, this is actually amazing. I'll stay there for a week just to do all the changes that need to be done. I'll do it. I'll sit there for a week. I am telling you now, I will sit there for a week and I will program it for you. Let me come and do it, right? I'll pay for my flight out there. I'll fix your game for you. You can get fucking, you know, another, you know, probably something like another 1 million subs will come back. All the people that actually enjoyed PvP while it was more balanced, because it's been several times it's more balanced, and as time goes on, it tends to go worse. And then there's, you know, there'll be a brief period where it's like pretty good, and then it goes worse again. It's like, how can you get it wrong so many times? If you want to keep things fresh, and I can understand that, but it's not hard to balance. Like, play your own game, and you'll understand straight away. Like, okay, this class needs a buff, and you buff it the next day. You don't. Oh my god, right? The changes are so easy to do, and you're just blind, obviously. You don't understand. It's not hard, and you can say whatever you want. I've got programming background, and I also have game development background inside me. So I know what you're going through, whatever. And, you know, sometimes it's, like, hard to work out which way is the best decision to go, and whatever. And, oh, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do this, right? Here's the problem, like, that Blizzard normally say, or people have as a counter argument to fix it tomorrow, right? And that's that, oh yeah, well, there's a lot of people that get really annoyed when you make changes, and I'm like, okay, right, I can understand that. Like, I don't, you know, I can understand it's like, oh, every day there's a new patch come out just to change stuff, you know, just to try and balance or whatever, right? If you sat there and worked out and got the balance, you know, closer at least, right? Let's just say closer, so it's like really close, and so it's not such a big gap, because this is a really big gap right now, right? So just say you do one patch, right, and you fix everything, and I'm saying you fix everything because it's not hard to fix everything, so you do that, and then, you know, like, so there's nothing really overpowered, and yeah, there's some classes counter some other classes, which is fine, because every class is different, but there's no class that you're like, flip me, they're really ridiculous right now, so you do that, right? And then you don't do more patches. You don't need to do them, right? Yeah, you do minor tweaks, which you already do, but you fix all the big problems. And all the people that are moaning, you know, would be like, oh, we're moaning because you always just change all these big, so changing all the time. You're already changing currently a lot, but they'd be like, actually, it's kind of balanced. So, I'm enjoying the game more, and yeah, you did make these changes, but you didn't make the class completely different, and I'm still doing the same rotation in PvE or whatever, because that's kind of easy to do. You already know it's easy to do, and whoop-de-doo, you fix the game. You just fix the game, like, come on, like, you fix the game, like, I don't understand, like, how hard that is for you, but you fix the game, and just, you fix the, like, I don't know what more to say, like, you fix the game, like, just think of it like this. I've managed to sit here for 10 minutes. I could literally, right, I could go on my own game and be like, you know what, like, the jump mechanics look too high, so we're just going to reduce that by, like, 5, and then be like, oh, okay, it's now good, right? I do that, takes me 2 seconds. So it can't take you more than 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2. It takes me less than that to actually type the number. I just gotta like type the number and then hit like go to like test it to make sure that wasn't too bad a change. And it didn't take, you know, it might be me saying like, oh, I think the game should be this way, and then you've got another developer like, actually, I think the game should be this way, right? But overall, you should be able to work out all of these between you all, right? As long as all of you play different characters or whatever, different classes and stuff, so they would be balanced, kind of roughly being based off of that. But it doesn't take you more than, you know, unless you've got to run through like a million different people before you can get the changes. And there's some guy that's playing the overpowered class right now, and it's like, actually, no, we can't do that change. And if that guy is there, right, as a company, fire him right now. Just go in there and go to the guy that's like refusing to make the mage changes because mages are ridiculous right now, or the guy that's like been holding out on the hunter changes because literally, if you look at it, like hunters for 2 patches being fucking overpowered, right? The person who decided to make Shuriken toss change, like, you know, seriously, is a tosser, right? He even had it in the fucking name, Shuriken tosser, right? Seriously, just go into him and could be like, you're fired. Oh look, we actually did a good decision for the whole game, right? The whole game, the whole company, good decision. And you might be like, oh no, it wasn't, oh blah blah blah. No, you made a good decision. Do you know why? Because the game's more balanced. This is an important thing. This is what your game revolves around, balance, right? You know, yeah, people might stay because the game's good or their friends are still here. But if you make the game good again, you might get back those subscribers that left because you made the game shit, right? I've quit this game a couple times now, and I've got to admit, most of the time it's because the balance has been crazy. And I love the game, but I don't like the lack of balance, right? Do you see this connection here? I love the game, but I don't like the lack of balance, right? So if I was to quit again, do you know what it would be for? Because there's a lack of balance, right? There's games, right? Let's just compare Blizzard's World of Warcraft to Riot's League of Legends, right? That's the most popular game out there right now. And do you know why? It's not because it's free to play, because otherwise Blizzard wouldn't have the number of subscribers they have, right? It's because they balance correctly, right? And it's fucking enraging and stuff in that game. Like, people hate that game and still play it, right? But do you know why? Because the balance is there. Like, you know, they might, like, Blizzard might have created this epic storyline and stuff, and people might stay and play WoW because of that, and they might love to do raiding and getting these big raid guilds and play the game because of that, right? Do you know what? League of Legends wouldn't exist without PvP because the only thing in it is PvP. So if you fixed that, how many more people would play World of Warcraft for PvP? And they say to us, right, we can't spend all the time on PvP, right? Get this, because there's not enough people PvPing, right? Yeah, agreed, right? That's like saying there's not enough people committing suicide, so we can't, you know, make nooses. Nobody's gonna commit suicide because it's a bad thing. Nobody's gonna PvP because it's a bad thing, weirdly. It's just not working, right? And yeah, it might be working to some extent, but clearly you could balance it a lot better, right? So, you know, it's turn suicide into getting a new car, right? And then you'd be like, oh, loads of people want to get a new car. Yeah, it might cost money to play World of Warcraft. Like, it costs money to get a new car, but people enjoy getting a new car. People want to get a new car, right? People want to PvP. Do you see these connections here I'm making, right? League of Legends is pretty damn good for balance, right? There's very few things that are overpowered, right? And they have to balance it pretty well. And do you know what they do? Every 2 weeks there's a patch where they change, like, anything that they consider overpowered, they change. Anything that's, like, pretty underpowered, they change. And, you know, there's so many characters and whatever, right? Look at the number of characters, and they'll make, like, 15, 20 changes, like, every 2 weeks. Do you know how many changes Blizzard makes? Like, how many right, because their hot fixes, like, happen once every blue moon, right? But let's say every 2 weeks, Blizzard had to make a set of changes. Right, let's say you play League of Legends, right? Have you ever heard anyone moan that there's a lack of changes in League of Legends? Because this is what Blizzard makes up that there is, right? Because I haven't ever seen it. I have not seen it once on the League of Legends forums. I've never seen it once. I've not actually seen it on the World of Warcraft forums. Oh, they change the game too much. Never heard it. So why is it not in the game on World of Warcraft? Like, I just don't understand Blizzard's logic, right? There's a firm set of logic built into everyone's systems, right? And I think the people that made World of Warcraft at the beginning have kind of left, because at the beginning they had a certain set of rules and whatever, and that was to make good games. And now it feels like Blizzard's idea is like, you know what, cater to the people to make more money. So if we want to make more money, we just try and keep the people happy by doing the minimum amount of work. And you know what, like, just just fire the people that are doing that. Like, I would leave if I owned Blizzard and I could make the choices. I'd say let's just leave Vivendi and fix the game. And just like, because obviously it's like a lot of it started to go downhill when you got bought out by Vivendi. No offense, Blizz. Like, you make your decisions to make more money, obviously, or whatever, and that's fine. Just like, there's not a lot of great logic in it. Like, just consider some things, please. Like, consider making changes faster. And like, when I say faster, right, get rid of the PTR, right, and just make the changes instantly. Just make the changes. Right, and you might be like, oh, there's some overpowered stuff, right? New moves, put on the PTR. Anything that could be considered to be done now, do now, right? Right this second. If you're a Blizzard employee and you're watching this video, right, just seriously go in there and hotfix everything that people are moaning about. Like, just, like, that seems overpowered. Like, you're saying, like, oh, we're gonna make the item level of trinkets, like, scale down. Do it now, not tomorrow, not next patch, not next week, not next month, because it's not great now, right? You make the change now and then see the effects happen now, you know, people happy now, not in 2 weeks, not in 2 months. It's just not on, like, it's just the logic is not there, right? Let's put it like this, right? Let's say you have medicine, right, for your kid, right, and they're dying. Right? You put it in them now, not in 2 weeks, not in a month. It doesn't make sense. You know, now is a good time. Now. I don't think I'm just gonna end the video there. I think I've brung enough logic for you, and just to explain Blizzard's logic. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are a Blizzard employee, please do consider it, because I would really, really enjoy it if you did. And I'll leave you there. And thanks, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Bye. Bye.